So in your course material, I actually included a file that you can print, and it's got this graph paper. So if you look, it's kind of a weird shape. So this graph paper is I just made a little file in Illustrator for you, and you print it out, and it's going to help you draw your isometric drawings, because most of you probably aren't going to have these triangular tools. Okay, so because you don't have them, you're not going to be able to draw accurate 30-degree angles without a proper drafting table, because normally a drafting table has a bar that moves and you use the triangles on it. We don't have that, so we're not going to worry about it. We're going to solve it by just giving you isometric drafting paper. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to use this. Okay, so here I've just added the dimensions that we made on the last page to the isometric version. So you'll see that the left side right here is 1.5 inches. Here we have 3 inches. Here we have 1.5 inches. And each one of the stairs is 1 inch. I didn't write it in, but we know that the height is 1/2 inch per stair as well. So I'm going to show you how we actually draw this on the isometric drafting paper. Okay, so you can see that the isometric paper has a pattern to it. Hopefully you have a printer so you can print this at home and use it. If not, you can always just try your best to draw as accurately as possible, and I'm totally fine with that. So I still recommend you use a ruler, even though there are lines on this graph paper. But basically, you want the lines on the paper to run vertical. So the straight lines need to run vertical, and then the angled lines run this way, and they're all at a 30-degree angle. So to draw this image onto this paper, we need a starting point. So we're going to start with the bottom corner of this image. So I'm going to pick a point on a straight line. I can draw this in the middle of the page and it's not a problem. So I'm going to start here. Okay, so I'm on one of the straight lines where all the lines intersect. So to try and make sense of that, that's where I'm drawing. So it's very hard to line that up right. Basically, I'm just on one of the straight lines where all the lines meet. So I'm going to go back down here and try and make that clear. So we know that this is 3 inches. So if I'm just going to use 2 spaces equals 1 inch. That's what I'm going to do in this case. So I'm going to go 3 inches. So that means I need to go 6 spaces to get 3 inches. So I'm going to draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on one of the angled lines. That is this line that I'm drawing. I'm drawing the bottom of this shape. So there's my 6 lines over. This is 1.5. So 1.5 times 2 is 3. So I'm going to go this way. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I know I can now see these 2 lines. So now I need to go upwards. Okay, each one is half. So half times 2 is 1. So I go up 1 line. I know I'm going to be able to see this line as well. Okay, and I know because it's the front of the step, I can actually connect those lines. Now we know the height of the back of this shape. So back here we know that the height is 1.5. So 1.5 times 2 is 3. So we're going to go up 3 spots. 1, 2, 3. Oops, broke my pencil. Okay, and we know that the stairs are 1 inch across. So 1 times 2 is 2. So I go 1, 2. Now, we know that each stair is a 1/2 inch, so we can actually just follow that pattern and go down 1, which is half times 2. Then we're going to go 1, which 1 times 2 is 2. And basically, you should end up with the exact same shapes all the way down. Now, all I need to do is go my 1, 2, 3 over. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3. Now I have everything I need to complete this drawing. So I connect my vertical lines where I need to, and I connect my diagonal lines where I need to. And now I have an isometric view. Notice how these aren't the same. These are different. These are actually two different ways of drawing. So we're drawing isometric, which looks more 3D. This is actually an oblique view, meaning you have a flat object in the front and you just put angled lines on it. So it's kind of like if you just drew a box that is perfectly square and drew lines off at 45-degree angles. That's what this is. But that's not the style we're doing. We're going to do isometric. So we're going to use this graph paper to do that. So if, for instance, you want to draw a cube, you would actually take that cube. Let's just say it's, I'm just going to use the dimensions of these lines on here. Let's just say it's 6 lines by 6 lines by 6 lines. So if I were to draw a cube, I could just draw from the top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And as you can see, I'm going to run into some issues if I'm drawing this way. Now I can actually draw this cube at a different angle now, just to make it work. I'm going to go this way. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I can connect those. And you're going to see what a cube would look like. So even though it doesn't look perfectly cubic, it looks slightly elongated. That's how you would draw a perfect cube in isometric. Okay, so it's actually fairly simple. Play around with it. If you want, you can print as much of this paper as you want and draw as many things in isometric as you'd like. It's kind of fun to play with if you like drawing. But that's what you're going to be doing for your isometric drawing. And you can, if you would like, actually take this isometric drawing and put it under your drafting paper later, so under this, and you could actually trace it on if you would like, or you could even cut it out and just lay it on there, because you're going to end up taking a picture of your final draft and sending it in, and that's what I'm going to mark.